Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today we're going to be covering DigiPolice. So D-Brigade has been pretty much the only way to play a Ginryumon based deck, but now we actually have more DigiPolice stuff to support the last wave of DigiPolice support. So now the deck is actually in a really good position. I think it's a really fun deck. It's got a lot going for it. Now, is D-Brigade still the better version of the deck? Possibly, but this brings just so much new tech and new things that the deck can do that it's really exciting new way to play D-Brigade / DigiPolice. Also, don't forget to check out the GoFundMe. We're almost already halfway there after, just a few days. So literally, guys, just, $5, the cost of a pack, and I can get better internet. I can start streaming for all you guys. You can come to my deck building stuff, and we'll be able to stream so much more. There's so many Ultimate Cups as well as regionals that I've already signed up for this season. I'm really excited just for the way ahead for Digimon. So I want to stream this content as much as possible for you guys. So just go check that out so that way we can get the better internet so I can start streaming for you guys, okay? Alright, so as always, I got the whole deck pulled up for you guys so that way you can follow along with me, see what we're working with, and the general idea for the deck. And then you notice we are 56 out of 50 cards. That is because we have some talking points down here at the end for that I've got saved. Alright, so we're just going to do this card by card. Yeah, and just go ahead and break it down for us. First up, we got Hisum for our BT14 support, just the when attacking by returning 3 Digimon with D-Brigade or DigiPolice trait. And this is cards, anything. Cards with D-Brigade or DigiPolice trait from your trash to the top of your deck. This Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP for the turn. This is incredibly important for decks like D-Brigade where they're constantly spamming out bodies as well as trashing the stuff that they reveal. So this is super clutch for them. But I really like this card specifically for stuff like our removal option of DCD Bomb has D-Brigade in the trait. We've got Satsuki that has DigiPolice trait, and then Ulin also has DigiPolice in the trait. So being able to add either or back to the top of the deck is very powerful. So yeah, I think it's a really solid include for the deck. No matter what, not just for that DP boost, but it's about putting the cards back to the top. Even though we're not trashing a whole bunch of searches, still super strong. We've got the Ginryumon from BT14. This is our searcher. It's a reveal 5. You can add any one D-Brigade or DigiPolice trait among them to your hand. Return the rest to the top or bottom of deck. I think a lot of people forget that, including myself in the moment. You can put the cards right back on top if they're really good hits. So yeah, like your Megas and stuff like that you don't want to bottom deck, or your Tamers, but you need another card that's more important, you can still put those cards right back. That's insane versatility. And then our inheritable here, this is what really brought D-Brigade up to a whole new level. When this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by one of your effects, by deleting one of your other Digimon with D-Brigade trait, prevent that from leaving play. So it's important that we have a good amount of D-Brigade to coincide with our DigiPolice, because that's how we're going to be triggering our prevention from being removed from the field. So we got to make sure we run our D-Brigade stuff as well. Now these next two are kind of the flex spots. So I've got Ginryumon in here. This is just our 2 play costs. He's super generic, easy to play, because remember the high Ginryumon can only do 3 play costs, D-Brigade or DigiPolice. So some of our Ginryumons aren't really going to be useful here. The decoy one only protects D-Brigade. It doesn't protect any of our DigiPolice, but you could argue running that one instead. The blocker one is 4 play costs, so you can't run that one. We don't want to use the on deletion because we're not running that many Ginryumons in this deck. So it's this one or the decoy one pretty much. So yeah, just choices there. And then the Ouryumon here, all turns players can't reduce play costs. This is built with the intent of after the March 1st limit list, of course, but I still think this is a really powerful card just in generic like uses. Anubis will still be at 1, so I expect to see it in a lot of purple decks just all over the place, as well as something like, Death X. There's plenty of things out there that exist. Garstar, the Garurumon Bielstar deck. Bielstar likes to reduce its play cost. These are a good tech against decks like that, which we expect to see a decent amount of. Now, some other choices that you could go with instead, one being the Security Dorumon here. This is at the end of battle, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a black Digimon card with a play cost of 4 or less, you may play it without paying the cost. Add the remaining cards to your hand, then add this to its owner's hand. So that's a really good security effect. A good amount. See, look at all of our level 4s will hit off of that. All of our rookies will hit off of that. So that's pretty good value there. And then if they don't, you still get to add them to hand. So you don't have to worry about the bottom deck or anything like that. So that's one choice there, as well as the Ginryumon from BT6. I think this is always a good one. Just security at the end of battle, trigger D-Digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Always a super solid, when it hits, it hits. It's really great. But the issues with these, of course, they're security Digimon. You can either play them at 4 or at 2 if you want to drop the Chikuri or the Commandramon. You don't want to drop too much stuff because remember, you still need your traits, either the D Brigade for the deletion prevention or the DigiPolice, things like that. So don't go too overboard on which ones you're going to add in. So I was just looking at, what 2 cards could I add in to support the deck. Another one is the Kakuamon here from BT8. All turns players can't ignore Digivolution requirements. That just kind of depends on what there is floating around. I don't think this is overly useful right now, but it's a good one to just kind of keep your eye on, know it exists, that sort of thing. If I missed anything, there's also the Chumon. I did forget Chumon to add that in here. That for can't gain memory. So opponent can't gain memory through effects. That's also another good one that you could include. Moving ahead, though, after BT16, you'll probably just pivot into this Commandramon for your secondary. All turns, all of your other Digimon with D-Brigade or DigiPolice gain 1000 DP, and then inheritable, all of your other Digimon with D-Brigade or DigiPolice trait get plus 1000 DP. So it's a good generic one that supports the whole deck, as well as he's got both traits, which is super important, D-Brigade and DigiPolice, for a lot of our stuff that we have going on. So those are our rookie flex spots there, and then right here is where they would fit in. Going on, now we got our new engine here in the Ryudamon. Really cool stuff. If you haven't been keeping up with Seekers, I really recommend it. It's not that long. There's 4 chapters in total. I think the last one is the last chapter ends in March, like beginning of March. So I think we got like 4 more chapters to go, or 4 more segments to go to finish out chapter 4. Each chapter I listened to it. It's like a little over an hour, I want to say. So yeah, definitely check it out. Super good. Ryudamon though can digivolve for 1 on top of green or black. If you use the Kikyomon here, it is a 0 cost. I just didn't think that baby was overly useful. I wasn't really digging it all that much. Whereas the Missimon, being able to stack back your DCD bombs specifically is just so good. Start of your main phase by placing 1 Ulin from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. This Digimon isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. That's really good because you can promote up and then start going through your Evo chain stuff, and you don't have to worry about your opponent killing off your stack because you promoted too early. And then you can start up a new stack and raising on the very next turn. So I like that, as well as it's a good way for us to cheat in our memory fixer. Ulin is the memory fixer for the deck, so being able to just put her underneath and then end of turn you just detach her, and boom, now your memory fixer is in play for free. That's a huge, just massive bonus. Inheritable, all turns, once per turn. When this Digimon becomes suspended, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers with a play cost less than or equal to this Digimon. keep in mind, this is inheritable, so it'll start on your level 4s and go up from there. Particularly when you get into your level 5, which we will discuss, that's when you start making your plays. So you'll Digivolve here on top of him, and then Digivolve one more time, and then attack. And remember, you can pick the order of operation for, when you want to trigger effects. So just a heads up on the new Hisum, you can Digivolve for free, so you can just pick your order and Evo first and then trigger this, and so then you're using your Mega as your requirements for what you're suspending. So really good, really powerful. That's it for the rookies. Again, we're still running 12 rookies. 12 rookies on a big stack deck is pretty much my forever go-to at this point. It's very, very solid, especially with cards like trainings that are available now that we can just dig for whatever we need. Next, we got the Neweon here. I like the Neweon in this. You could argue cutting the whole Neweon package along with its tamer, but I really don't recommend it because a lot of our a lot of our new Digimon that we have require a DigiPolice, a tamer in the sources. So being able to do either or, I think, is going to be really important. So our Neweon is the one that cheats in the Satsuki tamer here. So on play or when Digivolving, only a 3 play cost, so that's not bad. And then from your hand, as this Digimon's Digimon cards, one of your Digimon gains Rush for the turn. So yeah, if you put the Satsuki underneath, you get Rush. You can give it to himself or give it to someone else if you don't want to risk losing your Ulin, or your Satsuki, but she does have jamming as an inheritable, so you put her underneath the Neweon. The Neweon swings, get a free check, and then end of turn you detach your tamer, and then if your Neweon dies, so be it. You got a check as well as your tamer in play, so I think it's pretty solid. And then blocker inheritable can matter. Next, we got the High Commandramon is what I went with here. Again, D Brigade and DigiPolice in traits. It is a 4 play cost, 4,000 DP, so we're fitting into a lot of restrictions that the deck places on itself. So when attacking, reveal the top 3 of your deck. You may play 1 card with D Brigade or DigiPolice trait and a play cost of 3 or less among them without paying the cost. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. This is what I was talking about earlier. And it is card, by the way. So if you reveal the Satsuki, you can just play her immediately. But the Neweon also, so if you have her in hand and you reveal a Neweon, you can play the Neweon off the High Commandramon and then play her for free. That's an insane amount of value off of just an attack. You get a free body with Rush, with jamming, and a free tamer at the end of the turn. That's crazy good value, as well as we're hitting most of our rookies here, except for whatever your flex rookie is. If you decide to go with a utility tech instead of a traded one. So High Commandramon, I think, is very, 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 very valuable still, even in this version of the deck. Inheritable is also when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by one of your effects. By deleting one of your other Digimon D Brigade trait, prevent it from leaving. Again, that's battle, that's getting sent to hand, bottom deck, deleted and sent to trash, getting sent to security, being placed underneath a tamer. I don't know about that one, actually. I don't know if that one applies. If you have an answer for that, please let me know in the comment section below, because I'm not really sure, because sometimes it gets really weird because the tamers are also, air quotes, in the battle area as well. But I think it does, because the Digimon itself is getting sourced, which would imply that it is leaving. So I think it does protect against that as well. It's super powerful. Either way, incredibly strong deletion prevention effect. Next, we got the new Ginryumon here from BT15 as the blocker. 3 Evo cost is a little much, or you can Digivolve from a level 3 X antibody or DigiPolice trait cost for 2. So going on top of either the Ryuda or the Commandramon, it'll be a 2 Evo cost. If you go on top of your substitute or your other Commandramon that's not the DigiPolice, until you can replace it with the next set one, it'll be a 3 Evo cost, which isn't terrible, but the 2 does come up. So we have over it's 2/3 of our rookies are DigiPolice, so you should be fine. On play, when digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. If this Digimon has a Tamer card with the DigiPolice trait in its Digivolution cards, that Digimon can't unsuspend until the end of your opponent's turn. And that was one of the lines I was talking about. You need the DigiPolice Tamer in this Digimon's Digivolution sources. So either of our Tamers works for that. Then Inheritable, also the same. When this Digimon becomes suspended, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers with a play cost less than or equal to this Digimon. So same Inheritable again, so we can actually trigger 2. Just again, make sure you pick the orders. Very, very important. We got Cargo Dramon here, just as our other level 5 DigiPolice, D-Brigade. I would say it's kind of awkward. It's okay. It fits in well enough. On play or when digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play one card with D-Brigade or DigiPolice trait, and a play cost of 4 or less among them without paying the cost. Trash the rest. Again, look at our level 4s, and of course, naturally, all of our rookies. Everything fits under that. So, and we have the traits as well. So, literally, any of these level 4s, you can play them for free. That's pretty good value. All turns once per turn, inheritable. When one of your other Digimon is deleted, so it doesn't matter what their trait is. So if another Digimon is deleted, when one of your others, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, you may play one Commandramon among them without paying the cost. Trash the rest. And that's where that trashing with the old strategy, like when you're playing D-Brigade, this is fine. Like it works out fine. Just be careful. And it's also only Commandramon, so you don't have a whole lot of Commandramon targets in this deck. You can hit the high or the Searcher Commandramon or your other level 3 if you're running one. So just be careful with that inheritable. I feel like you're going to probably whiff more times than not. But that's only if you evo on top of the cargo. If you just stop at cargo, then maybe you'll be fine. Next, we got the Ouryumon, and this is what really starts to pop the deck off. So Digivolve normally for 4 or for 3 cost if it has DigiPolice, which all 3 of our level 4s have DigiPolice, so that is great. We will always be evoing for 3 cost in this deck. It has Blocker again here. All turns when an effect suspends another Digimon or Tamer. If this Digimon has a Tamer card with the DigiPolice trait in its Digivolution cards, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a Digimon card with the Beast Dragon or DigiPolice trait from your hand without paying the cost. That's huge. So again, make sure you have a Ryudamon or a Ginryumon underneath this Ouryumon, or it doesn't work. Because you're gonna basically attack with this guy, right? So when he attacks, he suspends himself. You're gonna trigger, preferably you have both, but suspend one of your opponent's things. Then you're gonna Digivolve for free into your Mega here. And so that triggers that one, as well as another one here in a second. All turns once per turn. When an effect suspends another Digimon or Tamer, unsuspend one of your Digimon with the Beast Dragon or DigiPolice trait. So when you evo on top of this, right, you've already spent the Ginryumon suspend. Now you're evoing for free, and then you're going to trigger your Ryudamon. Right, so your Ryudamon has that same inheritable on it as well, so you're going to suspend something else now, because you're still playing out all of your when attacking, basically, because you suspended effects, right? You're still going through all of them. Then you're going to be actually triggering this inheritable because you've already evoed on top of it, so now it's going to unsuspend. So you attack, evo for free, unsuspend, yeah. That's really strong. Ouryumon here, we'll just go into it right now. Blocker as well. Digivolve for 4 cost. Again, no issues there. It's not reduced because it's 4 on either or. When Digivolving, if a Tamer card with the DigiPolice trait is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon or Tamer to the bottom of the deck. There's no restriction on that. Remember, we just suspended 2 things with our inheritables, the Ginryu and the Ryudamon. So we've got 2 targets that are suspended, so we can pick either or, and then we can go ahead and suspend them. Remember, the Ginryu one that we did was restricted to Ouryumon's play cost, or what is it? Play cost or DP? play cost less than or equal to this Digimon. So 7. But by the time we trigger the Ryudamon here, now we're using the play cost of the Ouryumon. So we can suspend something 12, play cost 12. And then this is going to, as soon as you Evo, you're also going to be, again, you got to work on that timing, but you'll also be able to bottom deck it. So make sure you do your stuff in the right order, or else you will, your opponent could definitely call you out and say you missed your order of operations. That's on you. So just keep that in mind. They can do it. That is in the rules that they can do something like that just because you said something. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon becomes suspended, you may play one Digimon card with Beast Dragon or DigiPolice trait and 5,000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. So in the event that you did Evo for free into the sky, he's unsuspended himself. Now you're going to attack a second time with him. Then you can trigger this all turns once per turn effect here. Or you can just save it for, maybe you don't attack again and you save it for your blocker, right? You want to use your blocker, and then you can block during your opponent's turn and you can still trigger this all turns effect. So that's really crazy. And remember, it's kind of a double blocker because as soon as he suspends himself to block, you're going to trigger all of these all turns effects because you suspended yourself. And yeah, so you're going to unsuspend it again. So now he's a double blocker at 12K. And playing out of body with 5,000 DP or less, that's pretty gnarly. Awesome mega. Really, the deck really synergizes quite well. And then, of course, we got the Jamon here. This is another one that's pretty good for defensive. When digivolving, delete up to 7 play costs total worth of your opponent's Digimon. So that's really nice. Again, remember, we can Evo for free into this guy off the Hisum. He does qualify. Opponent's turn, all of your Digimon with the D Brigade trait gain blocker. We don't have as much D Brigade, but it's still a decent amount, so our Commandromons will be putting in some work here. And then end of your turn, once per turn, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play up to 7 play cost total worth of cards with D Brigade or DigiPolice trait among them without paying the cost, trash the rest. Both of our level 5s are 7 play costs, so we can play both of them and get set up for another mega immediately, or we can just play out something else and prepare a new stack. Both of these megas just absolutely amazing. So we went with 3/3 on them, just kind of what you prefer or what you need in the moment kind of thing. Again, the Hisumon is kind of like your go-to level 5. It really makes all your plays just incredible. So yeah. That's where we're at on those. Next, we got the DCD Bomb, which I've talked about multiple times here. This video, main, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, then by returning 3 cards of D Brigade or DigiPolice trait from your trash to the top of your deck, delete up to 6 play cost total worth of your opponent's Digimon. This is delete up to 6, so total worth. So you want to pop 3 Digimon that are 2 play cost, you can do that. 2 that are 3 play cost, you can do that. Or yeah, just a 6. What my favorite thing to do with this is de-digivolve a mega and then pop an ace level 5 because they're all 4 play cost, and then it's like boom, pop that ace. My my DCD bomb was only a 1 play cost. That feels so good, and I cleared your mega off the field. I cleared a mega for 1 memory, and I got to put cards back into my deck to prevent deck out. Yeah, I love DCD Bomb. It is 3. We have as 3 in this deck. It does have the D Brigade trait, so we can actually hit it off of searches and things like that. Super powerful. We've got 4 of the defensive trainings here. Just the reveal 2, add any black card. Every card in the deck qualifies, so we can add whatever we need in the moment. And then that delay, reduce the Evo cost by 2. Pretty important for this because the turn that you want to go into Hisumon, you want to keep, and so that way you can immediately swing with him. Very important here. So defensive trainings for that, I think, are really powerful, as well as we can hit our tamers, we can hit our DCD bombs. It's not restricted to just Digimon. That's great. We talked about Satsuki earlier here. It can security plays it stealth. Start of your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. So it's not a memory fixer, but we still get extra memory potentially. Can mind link, but remember, guys, specifically only mind links to Neweons, Monzemons in name, or DigiPolice trait. When I first started playing this, I kept trying to throw it underneath any of my Commandromons to give them jamming, and yeah, no, it's gotta specifically have the DigiPolice trait there, or the Neweon. Gives jamming and reboot inheritables here, and then end of all turns, yours or your opponent's, you can detach the Satsuki to make it a tamer again. So yeah, these are really great. The Mind Link is incredible. Being able to cheat these two in for free, either the Neweon or the Ryudamon, very, very powerful. Next, we got Ulin, who's our new tamer from BT15, also with the DigiPolice trait here, has the Mind Link. She is a memory setter here for us, so puts us to 3 if we're at less. She gives Alliance and Reboot. Again, she can only go under DigiPolice or X Antibody. So there could be some synergy there in the future with X Antibody. I know we've got some Ouryumon support coming out here very soon, as well as, you know, stuff like remember all 3 of these guys, the Ryudamon, the Ouryumon, as well as the Ouryumon, are all X Antibody types. So she can go under she can fit into any of those 3 decks. And the Alliance, you know, we've already seen how powerful that is with something like Ouryumon. So having a secondary tamer for that deck might come up. I don't know how it'll fit because she is a black tamer as opposed to a purple. So could be a little bit more bricky potentially. But I think, you know, we'll just have to wait and see how that works out. But I think there's some potential there for sure. And a secondary Alliance inheritable here, and the Reboot. The Reboot is nice because, again, if you're attacking twice with your Ouryumon or Ouryumon, I think I've said Ouryumon so many times, I know I'm going to get flamed in the comments. I do it all the time. It's Ouryumon. You attack twice, you know, and it's got that blocker. You want to double block during your opponent's turn. Well, don't worry. Ulin has you covered with Reboot. So good. Oh my gosh. Just the synergy, man. The creators really nailed it on this one. The synergy through the whole line, from rookie to mega to tamer, man, they just really knocked it out of the park with all the synergies. I really love it. And that is the total for the deck there. A couple other talking points. When we get that Commandramon, we also get this Sealsdramon here, which on play or when digivolving, again, it's a 4-play cost, 4,000 DP, so we can play it for free off of several of our effects here by returning 3 cards with D-Brigade or DigiPolice trait from trash to the top of your deck. This Digimon gains Rush and can't be blocked for the turn. Like, that's pretty powerful. And then give your other D-Brigade or DigiPolice 1,000 DP. That Rush, though, when you get to play this for free, that's really good. Or the Tank Dramon here, if you maybe want to get rid of the Cargo Dramon, because it can be kind of awkward in this build. On play, when digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. For each card with D-Brigade or DigiPolice trait among them, reduce the play cost of all your opponent's Digimon by 1 for the turn. Return the revealed cards to the top or bottom of the deck, then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less. So you reveal 3, you can reduce by 3. So anything 7 play cost or less, you basically can instantly kill. So like pretty much all level 5s and lower, most level 5s and lower, I should say. So not a bad when digivolving effect if you don't want to get the free body, you want to get a control. This is really good. And then the inheritable synergizes so much more than the Cargo Dramon. The Cargo Dramon inheritable playing out of Commandramon, like you're gonna whiff so many times. But this Tank Dramon, all turns once per turn, when one of your other Digimon with D-Brigade or DigiPolice trait is played, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. That's pretty good. that's really good. So that inheritable I like so much more than the Cargo Jamon, but that's not till BT16. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you got any thoughts or anything like that and you want to throw them at me, please do. Put it in the comment section below. I'll definitely try to reply to you guys as soon as I can. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And check out our fundraiser again if you're still here in somehow. $5, man. Cost of a pack. And just like I think we need like 80 more people, something like that, and boom, we'll be streaming all the time.